Day 24, writing. Today's topic is The Memory Thief, a story of stolen identities. Once upon a time, a man whose name is Danish, the thief of memory, who uses power for robbery. Once he came to a beautiful place named Ramantara in Andhra. Their people are so humble, kind, and rich. He thought that was the best place to use his skill to earn money. He unrobed his dress and he wore a simple cotton orange color clothes and he acted like a sage. He had a skill. If someone looked in his eyes for 5 seconds without blinking, he manipulated them. They do what he wanted. Carry a sage identity, he visited house to house for beg. In first house, he manipulated a lady and asked her jewelry, but sadly there is no jewelry and no cash in her home. So whatever she has, he took it and vanished his identity in her mind. He did the same with second, third, fourth and fifth time in a day, but he didn't satisfied. At that time, he went to the market and saw a princess who wore a lot gold and diamond jewelry. He made a devil plan to rob a treasury of a kingdom. He went to the kingdom and met a king. King welcomed him with respect because of he acted like a sage. He said, God give me a power. If I perform a yagna in the kingdom, God bless the people of the kingdom, health, wealth and happiness. If you allow me, I want to perform the yagna for your kingdom. King happily allowed him to perform a yagna. He said, tonight I want you, your family, all of your guard to attain the yagna. That night, when everybody presented, he chanted a mantra for them sleep. Everyone sleep except princess. Because he had an eye problem, she blinked her eye 2 times in a second. He acted to sleep. She sensed about his plan. When he went to the room of kingdom treasury, she ran and asked to help of her people. People came with her and caught the robbers. He tried to manipulate it, but there are so many, so he couldn't. Next day, know about everything and punish him to his whole life. Kings know about everything and punish him to his whole life. He lives alone in a jail. Correction is, once upon a time, there was a man named Danish, the thief of memory, who used his power for robbery. One day, he arrived at a beautiful place called Ramantara in Andhra. The people there were humble, kind and wealthy. He believed it was the perfect place to utilize his skill and earn money. He undressed and wore simple cotton clothes in an orange color, pretending to be a sage. He possessed a skill. If someone looked into his eyes for 5 seconds without blinking, he could manipulate them into doing whatever he wanted. Carrying the identity of a sage, he went from house to house begging. In the first house, he manipulated a lady and asked for her jewelry. Unfortunately, there was no jewelry or cash in her home. So he took whatever she had and erased his presence from her mind. He repeated the same action in the second, third, fourth and fifth house throughout the day. But he was not satisfied. It was then that he went to the market and spotted a princess adorned with a great deal of gold and diamond jewelry. He advised a wicked plan to rob the kingdom's treasury. He went to the kingdom and met a king. The king welcomed him with respect because he acted like a sage. He said, God has given me a power. If I performed a yagna in the kingdom, God will bless the people of kingdom with health, wealth and happiness. If you allow me, I want to perform the yagna for your kingdom. The king happily allowed him to perform a yagna. He said, tonight, I want you, your family, and all of your gods to attain the yagna. That night, when everybody was present, he chanted a mantra to make them sleep. Everyone fell asleep except the princess. Because she had an eye problem, she blinked her eyes twice in a second. She pretended to be asleep but sensed his plan when he went to the room of the kingdom's treasury. She ran and asked for help from her people. People came with her and caught the robber. He tried to manipulate, but there were so many, so he couldn't. The next day, the king knew about everything and punished him to spend his whole life alone in jail. Thank you so much.